Here's a question. Have you ever told yourself, if I could just fix my swing, my scores would drop? Almost every amateur golfer believes that. It sounds reasonable, it sounds logical, and it quietly keeps a lot of golfers stuck for years. Because that idea turns out to be one of the most dangerous lies in amateur golf. Not because swing mechanics don't matter, they absolutely do. But waiting for a perfect swing before improving your scores is a trap. It keeps a lot of golfers from getting better at the part of the game that actually controls scoring. This is 3-Putt Paulie, aka the Golf Tech Nerd, where I'm a regular golfer using data to make better decisions and improve my game. Now let's get into it. Now let's look at how this idea actually shows up in the way golfers think about improvement. If you spend any time around golf instruction, you'll hear the same message over and over. Fix the swing. Groove the mechanics. Practice until the motion becomes consistent. Eventually, the scores will follow. And to be clear, improving your swing absolutely matters. If you can't produce a reasonably solid strike, it's very hard to control distance or direction. I'm working on that myself right now, constantly. Execution absolutely matters, but here's the problem. A lot of golfers believe that their scores can't improve until their swing improves. And that belief delays improvement for a very long time, because the part of golf that actually determines scores usually happens after the first imperfect shot. Now think about how a typical amateur hole actually unfolds. You hit a drive that's a little off. Maybe it leaks into the rough. Maybe it finishes behind a tree. Nothing catastrophic, just not ideal. Now you're standing over your second shot, and this is where things often go wrong. Instead of accepting the situation and playing the next smart shot, many golfers try something heroic. They try to thread a shot through a narrow gap in the trees. I can do it, I can make that. Or they attempt to carry a bunker they normally wouldn't challenge. Or they try to reach a green that realistically is out of range. And when that shot fails, the hole begins to unravel. The ball hits a branch or lands in a worse position. Now a bogey hole is suddenly fighting to avoid a double. And here's where the real problem begins. The original swing mistake wasn't the real problem. The real problem was what happened after the mistake. Golf is full of small errors. Even very good players miss shots constantly. The difference is that better players usually manage their mistakes instead of trying to erase them with one perfect shot. They accept the miss. They play the next smart shot, and they keep the damage small. Imagine a par 4 where your drive finishes in the rough. You've got 170 left, but there's trouble short of the green. A lot of golfers will still try to hit the perfect long iron or hybrid to reach that green. But the higher percentage play might be something much simpler. Layup to 100 yards. Play a wedge onto the green. 2 putts, bogey. Not exciting, but very effective. And over the course of a round, that difference adds up. So why does this belief stick around for so long? Part of it is that swing improvement is very visible. You can see it, you can film it, you can analyze positions and mechanics. Decision making is quieter. It's harder to see. There's no slow motion replay, no swing positions to analyze. But the impact on scoring can be enormous. Because golf scores don't come from perfect swings, they come from managing imperfect ones. And once golfers realize this, something interesting happens. The goal of the game begins to change. Instead of trying to eliminate every mistake, the focus becomes managing the ones that are inevitable. You start choosing safer targets. You accept a recovery shot instead of a forcing miracle. You stop trying to turn every bad position into a highlight shot. And suddenly, the round becomes much calmer. Good players don't avoid mistakes. They avoid letting one mistake turn into 3. A missed drive becomes a simple recovery. A missed green becomes a chip and a putt. And a hole that could have been turned into a disaster becomes a manageable bogey. Now, that kind of thinking doesn't require a perfect swing. It just requires realistic expectations and better decisions. So that leads to an interesting conclusion. Golf improvement often looks like better swings, but sometimes it's just better expectations. When golfers overestimate their ability to execute perfect shots, they choose the wrong play again and again. And those small mistakes add up across an entire round. But when you start making decisions based on the shots you can actually execute, instead of the ones you wish you could execute, something interesting happens. The game becomes much more predictable. And better golf often starts with better decisions. Now remember, golf is never perfect, but good data makes the game a lot more understandable. Thanks for watching.